What's going on, guys? You're all here. Welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Yoel Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And this week, you guys, we have my dad. My dad is coming on the show. Um, I cannot believe I just said that. I have been dreading to record with my dad in the best way possible, not in a negative way. I just have taken my precious time to record with him. I would I don't know. I didn't know what was in my head. I knew I was going to record with him when I started working on this family season, right? And obviously I wanted to record with him, but I didn't know what headspace I would be in. I didn't know what questions to ask him. I didn't even know where to begin. And I was honestly nervous about it. I don't really get nervous to interview a lot of people, but this episode is a big, a huge deal. It's a really important episode for me. I feel like all the episodes that I've done have led up to this, to my dad and then my mom next week. And it's here, and that's why I didn't really do an episode last week. I'm like, I need a little more time to edit this one and make it perfect, just because it means a lot to me. So before we get started, thank you, Dad, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I know it's something that you've been waiting patiently for. I appreciate you I appreciate you supporting me and for just taking the time to come on my show. It's a really cool important footprint for me as a content creator and a podcaster. So it's really cool. My grandma was sitting at the table with us for most of it too, so you might hear her. But yeah, my dad has a lot of stories to tell, and I'm very excited that he has a space and a platform to do so. So this is my dad, Jafet. Hope y'all enjoy it. All right. Okay, let's do this. Thank you, Dad, for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for making the commute out here, and thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
First question, I want to know about growing up. I want to know about your childhood. We could start with Puerto Rico, because I know you did grow up in New York as well, but I want to know more about your childhood growing up in Puerto Rico. How was it? Your experiences, stuff like that. Memories.
Wow. Well, yeah, compared to right now, it's really interesting. So right now, it's just.
It's very different than it used to be.
Oh yeah, it was. It is. It's. When I was growing up, as soon as you wake up, well, they didn't want you out the house. They want you out. So it was like you get kicked out. And you'd be outside in the street all day. Well, not in the street, but out and about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like over here like now that you have to go somewhere and they don't want to let you go.
Yeah.
And back in those days, it was different. It was like when you, especially on Saturday. Saturday, they wanted you out because they wanted to clean.
So you're just outside all day?
Yeah, that was fun. We used to ride bikes, go to the river. Man, we did everything. Played baseball, basketball. Then as I was getting older, and then I started doing other things. But they were all fun.
Okay, Tio Eli was telling me that one thing he misses is the community aspect of it, how everyone kind of knew everyone.
That's true.
They knew each other's dogs, the kids, they see your car, they know who's home, you just know everyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah, and everybody was friends. And even though you didn't like each other, you were still friends. You still hang out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is absolutely right. And when I was a kid, everybody in the neighborhood we knew each other, all of us. Our parents knew each other. So it wasn't that I just got out, let me figure out what to do. Most likely, by the time I was leaving, it was people outside waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we go pick somebody up and somebody else up.
And you said the food in schools were pretty good?
Oh, the food was awesome.
They actually cook the food?
Well, yeah, they cook in the school. Breakfast was real good. Lunch was good. Over there, they didn't do. It was just breakfast and lunch, and it was no after school.
Okay.
So at my age, there was no such a thing as after school. Um, yeah, but they cook everything. They cook just like home, like just like home. The food was the same thing you're gonna eat at home. It was rice and beans, fried chicken, pollo guisado. Yeah, everything. I don't remember tostones, but amarillos sí.
Mm-hmm.
Pollo frito, chuleta, jardinera, Chef Boyardee. It was like a treat.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny because when you here in the United States, you learn what desserts are. Like it's a pastry.
Yeah.
Over there, when you're growing up, dessert is just fruit salad from a can.
Mm.
That's dessert. So everybody was like, dessert was next day it was the same thing. If it wasn't that, it was pears, slices of pears, peaches. That was dessert.
Mm-hmm. And sports is a big thing over there, especially basketball, right? You play basketball?
At my time, it was basketball. Baseball has always been baseball. But on schools, there was volleyball and basketball. That was a school sport. Volleyball and basketball. Volleyball was always fun. I played basketball, but I was never too interested with sport, even though I played them, because if I didn't play, then I didn't play. Because everybody plays sports. But I was never too crazy about them. I was more into bicycles and motorcycles and stuff like that. But I did play baseball. I was in a team, basketball team. Um, but nah, it wasn't something exciting that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
No.
How different is it than growing up in New York as well?
Well, New York, when I lived in New York, was about I was young. I was a kid. But regardless, if I was a kid, I took myself to school and I brought myself from school. And on the weekends, I went out. We lived in the projects. It was fun. It was fun. I didn't like snow. The snow was the snow the first couple of times was cool. But when you got to go about your regular duties with the snow, that sucks. It's just it sucks. You can't do nothing. Like there's nothing you can do. In the class, you're not gonna go outside. For recess, everything becomes inside on a gymnasium or something like that. Um, but yeah, the subway was always interesting.
You had to take the subway everywhere you went?
Yeah, everywhere. But I was a kid.
By yourself or with?
But that was what I'm saying. I was a kid,
Yeah.
so on the weekends I used to go out, tell my mom that I was gonna go downstairs and play.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get on the subway and go to Canal Street and buy fireworks.
Fireworks?
Yeah, yeah. We used to, and then we used to get the bottles. You know you know when you buy a drink here, you got the CRB. So in New York you had them too, but back in those days, you take the bottle to like a Safeway, and they give you the CRB. If the CRB was 5 cents, they give you 5 cents for the big one.
Okay.
Over here, they never do that. They charge you the CRB, but you couldn't collect it the way we collected it back in those days.
Oh, shit.
Now you really, when you take the bottle, you get the money back.
Mm.
Yeah. I had good friends. School was completely different. It was crazy because I was in school on Friday in Puerto Rico. And then the trip to New York, that wasn't planned. It wasn't even planned. I was in school on Friday. I was in Puerto Rico on Monday. I was already on a school in New York.
New York.
Well, if it was planned, I wasn't part of the plan.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it happened very quickly.
For me, it was like, I'm here in Puerto Rico on Friday, and then we left. We left on a Saturday, and by Monday, no later than Tuesday, I think I was already in school.
Damn.
PS33. And it was different.
I remember the school.
Yeah.
I'm from New York City too.
Did you ever have a high school reunion? Do you know if you ever had one?
Yeah,
Um, Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did have a. But did I go? No. it was weird when you say high school reunion because the thing about it that I graduated on a night school and ended up graduating before my class. I ended up going to college before my class too.
Right.
But yes, I think I went to a high school reunion in Calle
My birthday bacon?
for
What's in the calle?
for yeah for the class that I was supposed to graduate with. Yeah, I went there one time I think. I don't remember, but I remember.
And I know you still keep in contact with a lot of people. How do I arrange this question? How different were they when they were younger? Like when you think of like Michelle or Madeline or
Keep in mind that Michelle, I didn't go to high school with her.
right?
I didn't go to high school with Michelle. And people that I went to high school with that I still literally talk to and man, I don't have nobody. I'm trying over here thinking that I still talk to.
Mm-hmm.
No, like that. When I go over there, no, I got people in Puerto Rico that I still talk to, but I didn't go to high school with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that I don't talk to them. I have a bunch of people that I know, but we don't keep in contact. I'm always busy. I'm always working. So no. But I got other people that I grew up with. Those, yes, I got a bunch of those that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I didn't go to high school, and most of them are older than me. I used to hang out with people that are older than me most of the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there something that you look forward to doing every time you go? Like when you go, like I gotta go here, I gotta do this, I gotta try this, or see this
when
person.
I go to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
When I go to Puerto Rico, you know what? It's being different. What I mean by different, this is what I mean. Through the time, the reasons I go and the things that I have to do have changed. They're not the same ones. They're not the same things that I used to go at the beginning to what I go there now. But now when I go, it's things that I want to do, it's places that I want to go. But they are not. Yeah, the places I just want to go. Let's say, for example, I have to go to El Mesón de Marqueadas. Every time I go, I have to go there. I make it a point that I have to go.
Yeah.
Last time I drove from Cabo Rojo all the way to Calle to go just for that. And then as soon as I was done, I went straight back to Cabo Rojo. Like I didn't even hang around.
The one that's playing with that?
But right now when I go, I'm working. So it's not like it used to be before. But I was always working. But now I'm working. Like, yeah, I'm working.
I know I asked you this recently, but what's the first car that you had?
Did I have mine?
Yeah, NPR.
It was a Dodge Cricket.
¿Qué es eso?
What year?
I don't even remember. It could have been 81 or 79, something like that. It was old. It wasn't nothing new. I didn't even buy it. I don't even know how to end up with that car.
Given to you, or you just took it, or found it?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I ended up with the car. Maybe I traded for a motorcycle or something. Keep in mind, I'm a kid too. I'm not 19 with this car. Like I don't even have a license. Yeah, I don't have a license. Most likely I traded it. I don't think the car, if it had tags, they were somebody else's tags. But that was my first car.
And you started working on cars too, right? When
Yeah, I was like mechanics. Like it's kind of common sense for me.
You like doing that stuff?
Yeah, I don't mind. Like I really don't mind. I like challenges and mechanics. I like mechanics. I like mechanics like I like math. Because it's nothing in between. What I mean by that is simple. 1 plus 1 is 2. There's nothing in between. Like it's so if you're dealing with something,
Like one way to do things.
well, if you're doing something, the outcome has to be this. Because if not, it doesn't work. So it's nothing in between. Like it's not. Oh, I almost got it. Well, if you almost got it, your car doesn't start. So that means you didn't get it. So it's either you got it or not. Yes, I always like that type of stuff. Mechanics, not mechanic as a car, but mechanics.
What about? I want to ask you about when you were locked up.
Okay.
I want to know about, because I know you have many stories to tell. I've heard quite a few stories. I'd like to know more about when you first started.
Doing time.
I wanted, but about your experiences, feelings that you were feeling, things that you had to get used to. How was it at first?
Well, when you ask the things that I had to get used to, I had to get used to everything.
Yeah.
Like every single thing there is to get used to it. But it's not get used to it. It was, it was more that I had to change on a jiffy. It was some changes that had to be made, and I didn't have time to make it. They had to be made, like from now to later, from now to now. Like yes. But and then getting used to, man, it wasn't so much about getting used to that I'm locked up, because everything else was worse. Keep in mind that when I got locked up, everything was fucked up already. So when you say getting used to, well, I went from being fucked up out here to being fucked up inside, so it's still fucked up. But yes, it was what I learned there, that it was some changes that needed to be made, that I didn't have this bullshit about going little by little. Oh, I'll do it little by little. No, motherfucker, it has to get done. Like either you get it done or you get it done. Like, but what I can say about that experience is that experience to me wasn't bad.
Perdón.
Like it was not as people puts it to be. At least my experience wasn't like whatsoever. Sometimes I say it's one of the best things that happens to me. Well, it was a turning point.
Right.
As you go through life, you get a bunch of turning points.
Yeah.
You can always go back and see that that turning point at that time was the best thing that happened to me. That was the best outcome. It wouldn't be a better outcome than that one. I was already fucked up, so
yeah,
better outcome than that one.
That's ugly.
I couldn't expect more than that. Like that, it was the best thing that happened. It was a blessing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I wanted to know like what it did to change you. How did it change you? Like,
well, I always say, I got this saying of you don't give a fuck until you do, and when you do, it's always too late. Like you want to act tough and I don't give a fuck and all this shit until when consequences hits you, really hits you, and then now you do give a fuck and now you want to act like you care, but you act like you care, but now it's too late. So now you cannot act like you care. Now you have to act like you're different. Acting like you care really doesn't matter no more. But what also changed is realizing that it doesn't matter what I do. At that situation, it was not going to change the outcome of the consequences that I created. That right there, that was a wake up call for me, a big one. Like that's when I realized that, man, like when shit happens to you, and it's bad, you created it. It's all you. Like don't get me wrong. And when you're a little kid, no, because man, parents, we're something else. We can put our kid into some bullshit. I said, but once you're an adult, all the shit that happens to you as an adult, as much as people can lock it up with trauma from the past, man, it's still your fucking fault. Nobody did it to you. You did it to yourself. And when I realized that in jail, like when I got to jail, I realized that I said, oh shit, I am. This is it. Like I'm not coming out.
Mm.
Like,
Did it change your relationship at all with any of your family members when you got locked up?
well, yes, it changed the relationship because I'm locked up.
Right. Would they visit? Or letters or anything like
well,
that?
I'm not gonna say that I didn't get busy, but it was nothing on the regular. Mom came and visited me, and my sister came.
Yeah.
And then when I was doing time in the States, my mom came one time to one of them with my grandmother and my sister, I think it was.
Mm.
But when you say that it changed my relationship with any of my family members, the answer is yes. I just cannot tell you how. What was the changes? But the reason that I'm saying yes because it makes sense. It's like, yeah. But once again, keep in mind that I'm coming from before I got locked up. It was not a surprise. I'm being a dumbass. So it was kind of expected.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, and what happened to me was the best thing that happened to me, the best outcome, because it was something suspected, and to be honest, this outcome was the best outcome of all of the things that they could have been expected.
Mm.
So when you say did it change, well, yeah, it did change, but I don't know how because when I was outside, I didn't have a tight relationship with my brothers. So it's not that the relationship between me and my mom. At that time, I didn't have a relationship with my dad. Yeah, and if it did change, I'm just saying that it changed because it makes sense. I go from one setting to another one. Every time you do that, things changes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they changed up a whole lot, like much different. I was a fuck up, so I would just still being a fuck up. Like I just say fuck up in a different place. Yeah.
Mom said that you guys would write each other letters, like one or two or a few of them.
Yeah, true.
And that's how she got my middle name, your middle name,
That is
Isai.
correct, yeah.
That you signed it, you put Jafet Isai, and she liked that middle name, and that's what she named me. Even before
Yes.
she even like you guys started dating and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
way before. Way
Which
before.
I think is an interesting fact because you're my dad.
Yeah.
And we're both Isai. So you guys would write each other letters?
Yeah, that was true.
How did that first start happening?
Well, because when I got locked up, I did have friends, and you said your mom was one of them.
Yeah.
I had a couple of them that I always wrote to them, and they always wrote me back. But it was just friends. There was no relationships and nothing like that. And then I used to draw. Well, not draw. At night I used to color. That's what I used to do. So I don't want to call it draw because I'm not drawing. I suck. But I used to take and trace it. I used to trace it, and then I used to like draw something, and that's how I spend the night. Like when I was in sleepy and shit.
Oh shit. And you said that there were certain chores and tasks for you guys to do. Is there something that you prefer doing? I know you said sometimes you were in the kitchen or sometimes doing other stuff.
The first thing that I started doing, but when I started doing time, well, I needed to know how to support myself because I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
And they didn't send me no money. Like it wasn't that I'm being sent money and stuff like that. So the best place to work when you don't have no money in prison is in the kitchen. Because that's where everything is. Everybody has to eat. So I started working in the kitchen. And that was the hustle. That's how I made my money. And I did pretty good. I'm pretty good. Like
Cleaning up the kitchen or cooking?
Cleaning, cooking.
Oh.
Yeah. So and then I used to work in the breakfast. So I used to 3:30, 4 o'clock. I was already going to the kitchen, and then by 10 o'clock, I was back into my pod or my unit, and then I had the rest of the day off. And while everybody else, because in the feds, everybody has to work. At least where I was, everybody worked. Except in the penitentiary. In the penitentiary, not everybody worked. But everything else on the medium, on the low, They all work. So 8 o'clock in the morning, everybody went to where they had to go. Plus, they have all the federal joints, jails. They have a big old factory called Unicorp, where inmate works. So understand that at 8 o'clock in the morning, everybody's is gone. Like everybody's working. And then the only people that are left in the units or the pods are people that are sick, the cleaning orderlies, and people with special whatever the hell it is. But it's mainly empty.
What other jobs were there to do that people had to do?
Well, keep in mind that if you got to look at it two ways. One of them is the Unicorp, whatever that corporation was. The corporation could be parachutes, extension cords, anything, sunglasses. It would be like a normal business, but it's the employees are inmates. You see, but it was a business. It was a regular business that sells things outside.
Okay.
They had this show in 60 Minutes about it because they were complaining because this job were taking jobs from the outside and giving them to inmates. These corporations were signing up with jails so they can get their product made by inmates so they don't have to pay the high cost of labor. But then, other than that, then you have the infrastructure. Yeah, plumbing, electrical, kitchen, laundromat, barber, librarian, commissary, gym, orderly. You see, so it's all these little tasks that the whole thing runs by the inmates.
Got it.
They do everything. The only thing you have is the field washing that they don't get out of hand.
Okay. And fast forward to once you were out, what were the next steps? I don't know if you had a plan or what were those next steps for you? What did you know that you had to do, or what did you do after that?
After I was out?
Yeah.
Well, my plan of what I was going to do after I was out, it was done before I got out. Like everything that I'm doing right now, that was planned in there. I mean, this was not. This was not out of nowhere. This wasn't. Everything else could have been out of nowhere, but this wasn't. This was planned. Like coming to California was planned. I had to ask Wendell about it.
Yeah.
He had to agree. I had to get relocated. My supervised release, all my paperwork, so I can get released over here.
Oh wow.
What I was going to do was already planned out. I was already in motion on that when I was in jail doing what I'm doing right now.
You wanted to do plumbing?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you learned plumbing in being locked up?
No, I learned plumbing here, but the interest of what I was going to do came there. And yes, I did plumbing over there too. And yes, I did learn some stuff, but not what I know. Like, it's not that I came out a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that when I decided to relocate, that I want to get my shit together. I had to talk to Wendell, and Wendell told me about. I asked him, see, what can I do? Like what can I do that I can support myself and I'll be able to support others? And then Wendell asked me, I said, man, I can help a carpenter, electrician, and plumbers.
Right.
I said, in construction, those are the best paid. Plumbers are number one.
Oh, yeah.
I said, electricians and then carpenters. I said, and then he told me, you want to go with the plumbing because everybody else, carpenter and electrician, the job is not that demanding. What it is like he told me, I said, if it rains, the carpenter doesn't work. The electrician either. The plumber's still working. It doesn't matter what the hell happens, the plumber is going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I decided to go into plumbing.
And how'd you...
We're not going to find the bathroom.
Okay. You started learning from other plumbers?
Yes. Well, at first, inside, I was with Sean. You remember Sean?
Yeah.
So he was a painter. I ended up in the plumbing department, and I met this guy in the union. He's an old man. And I used to go there. And keep in mind that you go to this place to do work as a plumbing, but you don't do a whole lot. You just have you there. Might be 10, 15, 20 of us there. So so I started practicing there with that guy. And man, that guy showed me a bunch of shit. But from back in the days, like lead and oakum, how to do lead and oakum, that shit doesn't get used. That's from the 30s. How they do the plumbing back in those days when it came to the waistlines and shit and stuff like that. So soldering, I learned how to solder there. And then I started working as a plumber, and it was cool because as a plumber, that's when I was in jail. I was able to jump from pod to pod when freely, like freely. I didn't have to wait for a 10-minute move. In jail, sometimes when you want to move from here to here, every hour, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after, you got 10 minutes. If you're gonna go from your pod to the gym, you got 10 minutes to get there. At 10 minutes, they're gonna close the compound. Nobody can be walking around. You have to be at the destination that you were going.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I became a plumber in jail, then I can go around, and then I started hustling with that too. That's how I used to make my money, like selling vegetables. Most of it was what it was, from the kitchen, rice, you name it.
Yeah. But when you first started here, like when you wanted to move forward with plumbing, what other companies did you work with, or other contractors, or how did you start moving forward with that?
I started working with who was my first? Oh, first of all, I couldn't find a job. It was new, and man, my language was a problem. My attitude was a fucking problem. My lack of knowledge was a problem, and I wasn't that confident with myself. So looking for a job, I didn't know how to go about looking for a job. So I remember that was the best thing that happened to me, because I started looking for a job, and they didn't take me, and because they didn't take me as a job, pushes me to kind of think further. But I worked for Ramirez Plumbing for a little bit. I worked for my first plumbing job was Turner Plumbing. He's no longer in business. And he used to do all the work for this contractor. That when Turner left, I ended up doing all the plumbing from him, and that's where I started getting all my knowledge. I always find people that they kind of like let me do whatever the hell I wanted to do. Yeah, like they ask me, can you do it? I say, yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I can figure it out. Okay. And then he put me in a position that I had to figure it out and learn what I was doing. So within a year of being here to a year and a half, I was close. I think I already got my contractor's license. Yeah, and to get the license, that was a trip, because to get the license, you have to have 4 years of experience, but I didn't have it.
But you still were able to get your license?
Yeah, but I had a man, I played it real good. I was to get my 4 years. I had to put the companies that I worked for. I had a year and a half that I have here in California, because I was a year out. So a building inspector ended up signing on my behalf for that year and a half. But the other years I had to get them. So one of them, what I did was that I found a company in Puerto Rico that every time I call, they never answer. But it was always an answering service. Like they say, Plomeria Luna, and it was in Calle, but they never answered. So I remember I called like for 3 months straight. These people never answer, never return my phone call.
Wow.
So then I said that I was working on that company, and I put all the information, hoping that when they do the investigation, they're gonna call this company, they're gonna hear the thing, but they're never gonna get a hold of them.
Right.
So that's how I ended up getting my 4 years experience.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. And what were
I can't do school here.
the decisions that led you to wanting to start your own business? What made you want to start your business?
Well, that idea was coming from jail anyways. Yeah, I want to have my own business. I always want to have my own thing.
Yeah.
I always didn't. If it wasn't a plumbing business, it was gonna be something else. But I never wanted to be I don't like being part of a system that has full control of me. Even though I might have to be part of a system, because we all got to be part of a system.
Yeah.
But you can decide where you put yourself in this system. And I never liked it's a part of, I never wanted to depend on the system. I never wanted to think about Social Security, all that shit, welfare, like none of that. Like I wanted to take that away from. I don't want that as an option. Like that cannot be my end. Like I cannot go. Like I always say, like I cannot just work all my life and bank everything on welfare at the end and retirement and all this bullshit. It's like, man, I gotta do something better with myself. Like. So I always plumbing was, and then I wanted to do plumbing.
Yeah. Who helped you like with those beginning things, like starting it out, like your logo, the name, trucks? Like who helped you out in the beginning?
Man, my uncle.
Yeah.
Everything, like everything you see, like he had an input in it, a big one too. And I thank God that gave me the patience, not the patience, but the wisdom to be able to follow and not question, even though I question sometimes. But I was with my uncle. It was more like okay, if he's saying, well, I guess that's how I'm doing it. I'm not gonna question it. It might not make sense to me, but it fucking makes sense to him, and he's older than me, and I guess I'm doing it that way. So when it came to a bunch of stuff when I got out, yeah, man, it was simple because he was guiding me through everything. He wasn't doing it for me, but he was sure guiding me. Yeah.
When you went to Puerto Rico and you met with Mom again, I was already born.
Yeah.
You already started your business?
Yeah.
And then we flew to California?
Yeah.
Did that all happen pretty quickly, or
you
had to convince her, or what?
It was fairly quick. It was fairly quick for me getting out to having my business to have your mom and you here.
Yeah.
It was fairly quick. Yeah, it was fairly fucking quick.
Why'd you want us to come here to California?
Huh?
Like, were you dating Mom for a little bit, or what were the reasons? Like, why?
I dated your mom for a little bit, long distance. And then the idea of being young, the idea of her coming over here, came about, and we did it. When you ask, what was your question?
I guess why you wanted us to come, because that decision, look where we are today. We would not be here today if it wasn't for you wanting, Mom to come to California and actually, living here and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't see that far. I didn't see this far. I saw further than where we at. But I didn't see this far. My vision was way further than where we at right now. But at the time that I brought it in, I wanted a family. Like it was like I would like to have it. Like that's the goal. That is the goal at the end. Like.
That was one of my questions later. Did you know you always wanted to be a dad, to be a parent?
Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes. Yeah, I always wanted a family. I wanted to do it my way. You see, other than just leaving it somebody else's way and not being able to do it your way. Yeah, I wanted to be a dad. Like always wanted to work. Like the part of providing, I wanted that responsibility. Not that I wanted it, I fucking need it. Like without it, what the fuck do I have? Like what am I supposed to do? Like without that responsibility of me, of providing for somebody or family, I don't see what else I would do if I didn't have that responsibility. Like
with owning your business, what are some obstacles, challenges, that you faced or mistakes you made along the way, that you learned from, that you're not gonna make those mistakes again, like with owning a business specifically?
But you know what, man? Like, it's unfair to 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 ask me that question because the way I think nowadays is there were none is no such a thing as an obstacle. That shit doesn't exist. There's no obstacles. Um, um, it's no challenges. It's ignorance and learning. That's all it is. Like I don't think it's an obstacle. Like if you would have catched me maybe 8 or 10 years ago, asked me the same question, yeah, I'd be telling you a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, I can look back and everything that you call an obstacle, or a challenge. I realized that it's one of those things that you glad that it happened to you on the long run. Like like you see it, like you, and eventually keep in mind that I always say that the worst thing to do is to quit, because if when you quit, then you will not get it, you fucking lose it, you literally fucked up, like everything you went through, it become literally a waste of fucking time, like you just wasted all that time, not because you wait, it's just because you quit it before it revealed to you what the fuck this shit was gonna be.
Yeah.
So, man, I've never been a quitter.
Right.
So, even though I've been through my challenges and I've been through those obstacles and I've suffered through them, well, I've seen them through. And because I've seen them through, now it's easier for me to go through some bullshit.
Mm.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for people wanting to start off their business? What's something you would tell them when they're about to embark in this journey?
For everybody, it's different. The advice will be different because it depends what they want to do. But what I would really ask, and they should know, is why do they want to do it? Like why? Like the why. The why of what you want to do is not why. It's why do I want this responsibility? That's all it is. Why do I want to acquire this responsibility? And then at that time I might be able to advise you on what to do and what not to do. Because owning your own business is a blessing, but it's a blessing that is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. Like it's not. And the guy that doesn't own a business is no less than the fucking guy that owns a business. Like it's the having a business and not having a business doesn't define who you are or whatever the fuck it is. What defines who you are is how you do whatever the fuck you decide to do. That's who you are. Like you are how you do stuff, not what you do. How you do it defines everything about you. It tells everything about you. You become an open book when you start doing stuff around people, because that's what defines you. So by saying that, well, keep in mind that not business is fun. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can deal with the responsibility. Not everybody can have three, 4, 5, 6 chaos going at all times. Like at all fucking times. And in each one, you fucking going at it. Like until they not chaos no more. Oh shit, they not. Oh fuck. But so I don't think business is for everybody.
Yeah.
As I don't think that what you do for a living defines you, because man, you got dumbass doctors, stupid attorneys, and all these titles is full of smart and stupid people. So what the fuck you are doesn't define who you are. Now how you do it,
Yeah.
that's exactly who you are. Like that's who you are.
Yeah.
You be judged by that. You shouldn't get pissed off either.
Yeah. You wanted to be an attorney, right?
Yeah.
Or a lawyer?
Yes.
For a long time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why'd you want to do that for a little bit?
Because it was cool being able to twist. It's cool how you can twist a view of things.
Right.
And how and yeah, that's always fascinated me of how can, and thank God, because now I realize that everything said we'll see.
Mm.
What you mean? We'll see, man. Fuck, I hit my car, I crashed it. Oh, that's fucked up. I said, no, we'll see.
Mm.
I don't know. Give me some time. Maybe that's the best thing that could have happened to me. Crashing that car or going through this. Everything said we'll see.
Back to your business. I know you, um, you said that you're constantly learning and growing every single day, and I know you've reached a lot of goals in your life and in your business. What other goals are there for you to achieve? You still have any other things that you want to do with your business?
Yeah. When you say that I achieved a lot of goals, well, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember there were things that you wanted to accomplish and
No,
things you
yeah.
wanted to do that you've done,
Yeah, yeah.
but there's always more.
no,
right?
it's always more. But right now, the more I learn, the more I learn of business, I learned that an exit plan is the most responsible thing that you can do when you own a business, because most of us will make our money on the exit if you do it correctly. You don't make money during, but you also lose a lot of fucking money, like a lot of headache, a lot of time. But I had never thought about an exit plan when it comes to my business, because my goal with my business was to give it to you guys, like see if you guys will be interested in to take over and make sure that you guys can support yourself and support others with it. So I don't have an exit plan, but my goal will be for me to be able, and I'm being working, but it's complicated as fuck, to put this business in a way that nobody can fuck it up. Like a personality or ideas of other people cannot throw the business to the floor. Stabilize it. So in a way where it can be function. So that's why the office grew to the point of what it is right now. Because I believe that a good office is the backbone of a good business. You don't have a business without a fucking office. And when I mean an office, I don't mean four walls and a computer. I mean four walls, people in there, everybody doing what they do, making sure that this thing works. But that would be that my only goal right now will be to get it to that point. Not just that business, every other business that I have, to get it to a point that it can be a transition where maybe all you guys gotta do is to work with it if you guys want it, become part of the business and employee, or benefit from the gains and not do nothing with the business, and you guys can do something else. But I don't want it to go to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't.
All your blood, sweat, and tears,
Yeah,
and years of everything you did and put into it,
Yeah. But at the same time, I learned nowadays that in the times that we are, kids, young people think they have a bunch of options. Like they think they have 20, 30 options, and the outcomes are going to be different, and they think that they're going to do the same thing that he did, but the outcome is going to be different than his outcome. Right. They have that understanding, and so then because of that, I have learned to understand that yes, it is a chance that it will go to waste. Like it's a chance that it will go to waste, because people got options nowadays. Like they got options to not do what's right and be rewarded for it too. Yeah, back in the days, you don't have that options. You didn't have that option. I like back in the days. Yeah, because back in the days, that's why you got companies like Ford, Hershey's. You see why? Because if you were Ford, if your last name was Ford, you know where you worked at? Where do you think you worked at? In Ford. Yeah, and if your last name is Ford and you decide that you don't want to work for Ford, no problem. You are allowed to do that too. But Ford will not be helping you because you're not helping Ford. So, but nowadays, it's a little different because we're full of options, and it sucks to me because, to my understanding, families are becoming they cutting themselves short from what they can do for others because you want to do for yourself. We're thinking about more about us right now than what can we leave or what can do for the ones that come behind us,
Mm.
and for them to think the same way, and for them to think the same way. But it doesn't work like that anymore. It's like I want to do my own shit with your money too. I mean, you can't say nothing.
Mm. So you miss back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do what you gotta do and no option, you just gotta do it.
Well, the thing about it that the thing about it that people, the no options still there. The no options is still there. Just
Mhm.
it's the thing about it that they tell you that you have options. You don't have no fucking options. The only option that you do is either you do it right or you do it wrong.
Mhm.
What other option there is?
Yeah. Joy told me the other day about her dad's business when he owned that restaurant. She said she didn't have an option.
Yeah.
Like when she was of age, she's in that restaurant. She's waitressing. She's doing the bar stuff.
Yeah. And you have to. And then when kids and people grow up like that, you're not growing up like you don't have an option. You care about the people next to you. It's what you're doing. You're doing your part. And then the family is not showing you that you don't have to be part of it. It's fine. But yes, your little bit that you can do when you're 7 years old or whatever age you have is needed. It's needed.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit is needed. That means that it's less than the other one can do. A little bit is a little. But nowadays, people really believe, well, they think that we got options. I don't have options. Yeah, I don't have options. If I had options, let's say for example, it's a bunch of people that you can see here at one time that I wouldn't like here. Like, yeah, like, but I don't have an option. Why? Because everything's bigger than me. My family's way bigger than me. So because of that, the only option that I got is to shut the fuck up
and just deal with it.
Yeah, and not make it about me because it's not about me.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's when I say that people don't have options, is that's what I mean. If you're doing things right and you want things to work out your way and for you to benefit from your hard work, you don't have options.
Hmm.
Every time you give yourself an option, is to screw yourself. You don't use the option to better yourself. Every time you choose to pick into the option, fucking little bag, it's one to fuck you. Let me see how I'm gonna fuck myself now. Whoop, hey, look, this is it. Because that's exactly what happened.
Have you always had that mentality? Have you always thought that way, or did it take you a minute to come to terms with that? There's a lot of people that don't think like that.
No, you crazy. No, it took me a while to understand this. I had to get screwed.
Yeah.
So many times, but keep in mind that you can only see what I'm seeing when you realize that every time that you got screwed, you did it to yourself. When you realize that and you believe that, then you can see everything else. It's like everything else is clear. Like clear as like it's no darkness to you. It's like, man, you can hear people talking, you be like, me. So how I'm gonna talk to this guy right now? Like he's lying. He's doing a pretty good job, but he's still lying, and I gotta make decisions based on his information. Fuck me. So then I learned that either I learned that you have to do things the best way you can, man. And when you decide not to, understand the consequences are coming, and when they come, you deal with it. Don't hide from them, but just deal with them. Deal with them, and yes, it's gonna scar you, and yes, it's gonna fuck you up. Make sure you don't do it again, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Don't hide from it. Don't try to justify it. Just deal with it in the right way, which is with the truth. Yes, I fucked up, and whatever you have to do to fix it, let's fix it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to scream at me. I'm here to fix it. You want to fire me or you want to get rid of me? Can I fix it first?
Yeah.
Can I be part of the fixing process so I can leave with some knowledge other than being stupid?
Yeah.
But
And then having the knowledge, and then you don't do it again because you learned from it.
So let me tell you. So that's what I'm saying. So when you realize that everything that happens to you, you in charge of it. Like you create that to yourself. When you realize that all the bad shit that happens to you, and then you keep pushing forward, then you realize that it's nothing bad. Things that happens are preparing you from what's coming. But you have to be able to understand it like that. Because if you want to see it differently, you can see it differently. It can be all fucked up. The same thing that's happened, that same action that's moving, you have the option to see it. I'm gonna fuck myself up with this action, or I'm gonna grow from it. That's the only decision that you have. But anybody can take the mentality of taking something good and make the same thing bad. Oh, but this is not. Oh, fuck yeah. If you want to see it like that, well, do your thing. So I learned that right now, for example, the business in Puerto Rico, man, that's just something else. Whew. I'm learning. But one of the things that I'm learning from it is that what I'm saying right now is true. Everything, all the challenges that we have had since day one, all it does is makes us stronger. So what's so bad about them? Oh man, what happened? We fucked up. Why? We didn't account for the taxes. We were paying double taxes. Oh shit, fuck. So what we gotta do? We gotta write this letter. We gotta do this, and that. That was gonna happen no matter what, because we don't know shit. So now every time that happens, something happens, I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so what we gotta do? What we gotta do? So when you start seeing it, and I'm not saying you don't have bad days, motherfucker, you do. Like, but the bad days become not the outcome of the day. It becomes more of the reactions of the people that you care the most is what fucks your day up. It's not your day. It's not your job. It's not the pipe. It's not the whatever the fuck you do for a living. That doesn't fuck your day. But the reaction of the people that you care the most to things that you do or say or the way they treat you will fuck your day up. That will do it. But I have never had a fucked up day by plumbing. No. Like fucked up day, like no. That I wanted to cry and fucking punch somebody? No. No, but when I mix the reaction of others to that day, oh yeah. I want to fuck some shit up.
Okay, I want to do this Puerto Rico this or that quiz with you before we wrap up. So I'm going to give you two different things that are Puerto Rico related, and you got to tell me which one you prefer. First one, arroz con gandules o arroz blanco con habichuela.
Arroz blanco con habichuela.
¿Bistec encebollado o con beef?
Pero con beef con arroz blanco, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
¿Y amarillos y todo eso o nada más?
Yeah, amarillo, papa.
Sí, con beef.
Yeah. ¿Carne guisada o pernil?
Chacha, carne guisada.
What?
Yeah.
¿Chicharrón de pollo o chuleta?
Chicharrón de pollo.
¿Tostones o amarillo?
Es que eso no es fair. They're not the same shit.
Yeah, they are.
No, they don't. Tostones is salty. Amarillo is sweet. It's whole different. You.
But they're both plantains and they're both like a side dish.
It is a side dish, but you can't. Okay. Amarillos.
Yes. ¿Pasteles o alcapurria?
There you go again. It's not the same shit. It's just not this. You can't. They two different things. Pasteles you having in Christmas wrapped up. Alcapurria. Every time you're drunk, you having one.
But you eat them both with ketchup?
Yes, I like ketchup, but not del capurria. Y pique. I like it with sriracha.
Yeah. ¿Empanadillas o relleno de papa?
Empanadilla rellena de papa. Empanadilla.
¿Suruyito o bacalaíto?
All surillito all day long.
Yeah. ¿Quesito o pasteleo de guayaba?
Déjalo, ahí me diste. Tacho, ahí no. Quesito.
Yeah, because if it's from the
Yeah.
panaderia, it has to be a
Yeah,
quesito.
but the thing about it, once again, you not the same shit. So but it's not like if you say tornillo o pastelillo guayaba, well, that's the same thing.
Mantecado or limbel.
Pero qué clase de mantecado, porque en Puerto Rico de qué mantecado, el de la plaza.
Yeah. Or limbel from somewhere.
Not the same shit, dude. Un limber.
Yeah. Medalla o corona.
I didn't give a fuck about either. But I cannot talk about medalla because I don't drink him. Corona had drink him, so I go Corona.
Yeah. Mofongo o pastelón.
They're not the same shit. Like you don't get it the same. But no.
That's which one you'd prefer. Which one you'd prefer to eat.
But I like both of them. Like I think pastelón bien hechecito con arroz blanco. Chacho, sí, pastelón.
Yeah. Flan de queso or tembleque.
What the fuck you know about tembleque?
What do you mean? I've tried it.
I know, but what the fuck you know about tembleque? You don't know anything about tembleque.
Well, I've never made it, but they're bomb.
What's tembleque?
With the cinnamon or the brown sugar on top.
Yeah.
It's just the texture thing. I've tried some weird textures. Some are like more.
Well, I like tembleque. I like both of them. Tembleque, I like it because it's coconut. Sweet coconut. Flan with cheese. I don't like flan no more because, man, in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
every fucking type of flan right now. You want flan guayaba tamarindo?
Ooh, the Nutella I tried.
You know that shit, man. Like you just
keep it traditional. You like?
yeah, flan.
Flan.
Flan. Entonces el problema en Puerto Rico, every place, you got dessert, yeah, what you, flan. ¿De qué? Tenemos de todos los sabores. ¿No tienes otra cosa? No, flan. Flan, de el sabor que quieras, pero no hay más nada.
Okay, this one's pretty hard for me, but arroz con pollo o arroz con salchicha?
Yo me voy con arroz con salchicha y habichuela. Arroz con salchicha y las habichuelas, pero las grandes. Ahí quiero las que parecen un dedo.
Asopao o sancocho?
Sancocho.
Yeah.
Y el dedo. Sancocho, chacho.
Yeah.
Con aguacate y un poco de arroz blanco, no, me muero.
Yeah. This one is more like a flavor. Do you prefer palcha or coco? It's not like eating it, but palcha or coco.
I prefer coco.
Coco.
Yeah, it's more exotic.
No, this one's un sándwich de la panadería o a tripleta. They're both sandwiches, but you prefer going to the bakery to get a breakfast sandwich or going somewhere and get tripleta?
I go to la panadería.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about it, you mentioned breakfast sandwich, so yeah, I go to la panadería.
Guineíto en escabeche o bacalao?
Muchacho, bacalao guisado.
No, bacalao es de grandma. The one grandma makes.
Grandma doesn't make no bacalao.
You never tried a bacalao? That's why I don't like it anymore.
No.
Or the one mom makes. Ooh.
Oh, man, that shit sucks. That is the worst. That one right there, oh my gosh.
Who makes a good one? Because I don't think I've tried a good one.
I make a good one. But it can only be with el bacalao, gaspi. That's the only way. Any other bacalao, no puedo. Porque lo que pasa es que el gaspe es el bacalao que viene el seco. Y tú lo echas completo. Y ese lo tienes que raspar y sacarle las espinas. Pero lo tienes que separar. Y cuando lo mueves, él se rompe. Los demás vienen sin espinas. Y cuando los rompe como tu mamá que los rompe, lo que hace es una pasta de bacalao. Uy, Dios mío, sabe malo con cojones. Esto es como si fuera ella hace como el spicy tuna.
Yeah.
Eso parece. Pero malo con cojones. Cosas like bacalao, pero no ese cantazo de bacalao así. Ugh.
Mm.
No, pero bacalao guisado, sí.
Mm. But you still prefer it over guineíto en escabeche?
Sí, sí. As long as she don't make it and mom don't make it, yeah, I'm cool with it. If those are not included, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Pincho o costilla?
Pincho o costilla.
I don't know if you're out to someone's, I don't know, party or something. And they got pinchos and some ribs.
Pincho.
Yeah. This is a tough one because it's more of a preference, but ensalada de papa or ensalada de codito?
Ensalada de papa.
De papa? Arisai said once she tried yours and you put apples, it changed her whole view on it and she loves it.
Ensalada de papa.
You prefer to go to the playa or the rio?
Al río.
El rio? How come?
I like the sweet water. The water, like
It's refreshing.
It's a different environment. The sun is not there, fucking with you. The water is nice and fresh. It's calm. And then most of the rivers you are here, and the everything around you is real high.
Yeah.
So the noises and everything about it. The beach is to get fucked up or sit down and I like it too, but I would not be in the water in the beach like the river. In the river, I want to be in the water. I don't even want to get out.
Coquí o el galtijo?
Como para comértelo.
No.
Pero
Which one you prefer?
Pues si no es lo mismo un sapo y un lagartijo.
But those are like the top two, so like which one?
Pero es que el lagartijo no hace un fucking ruido. Y el coquí está gritando por lo menos compáralo con un grillo, cabrón. Entonces que también grita. Que los dos están gritando a la misma vez. El lagartijo está durmiendo cuando el coquí está jodiendo. El lagartijo lo que se está durmiendo no es lo mismo. Entonces, coquí o grillo. Entonces, ahí yo te digo, pues coquí porque el grillo está cabrón.
So coquí.
Pero no con lagartijo. No en ese sentido.
Mojito or piña colada?
What am I gonna do?
Just grabbing a drink.
Just one?
Yeah.
I'm biased. I don't care. If it's more than one mojito. But piña colada for me is not to have 3 or 4. For me, piña colada is something you're gonna have one, enjoy, but that's it. Like little umbrella.
Yeah.
But mojito is like I'm gonna get fucked up. And then I don't like any alcohol with palcha on it no more.
Oh, well, palcha mojito is my favorite.
I don't like it no more.
No?
Nope. Last time I went to Puerto Rico, one time that I was in Puerto Rico, Michelle was there with some friends. So one day we decided to go to El Poblado. Entonces we go to los chichaditos de todos los sabores.
Yeah.
Entonces pues cuando yo pido el chichadito que si querían algo, pues una me dijo, mira, el que sea menos de parcha, la parcha me da una acidez, me dice. And you were like that, and I said, oh shit, that's the same shit that happens to me.
Oh.
Like, it gives me acidic, it falls too strong sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on the syrup and shit that they use or whatever. So I stop. It's not that I don't like it, but I realize that it does that. Like, to me, it fucks me up. Like, the chichadito está cabrón. Sí, que se... But yeah.
What we got? Mark Anthony or Gilberto Santa Rosa?
There you go. Dacho, no puedo decirte, ese está cabrona.
That's hard?
Yeah, this is hard as fuck. Because Dacho, this is hard as fuck. They badass, they equal to me. Yeah. But the thing about Mark Anthony, if I judge Mark Anthony away from music, The Mark Anthony takes the cake. But if it's just based on music only, they equal. Pues Gilbertito está cabrón. Pero Marc Anthony también está. Marc Anthony, the truth is Marc Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Gilbertito también, but Marc Anthony.
I think Mark Anthony is one of the greatest
Yeah,
male singers.
Yeah.
Like as a singer.
He can sing.
Yeah, he's
I
really
don't think
good.
he can sing. He's a singer.
Yeah. Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee?
¿Ah?
Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee?
Tú no puedes. No se puede.
I know Daddy Yankee is old school. He's been around for much longer, but you know.
The thing about it that once again they're not the same. They don't do the same. They're not equal. They're not in the same. They're not even in the same playing field. And if you go by who's badass based on accomplishments, it's hard. It's hard because Daddy Yankee, if you take his trajectory from point A to point B, everything that he went through, Bad Bunny didn't have to go through it.
Like in the industry or in life?
In the industry.
Oh, okay.
In the industry.
Yeah.
The thing about it is like that's when they see with Michael Jackson. I said, well, you know what? Those people, everything they went into the industry, man, all the politics and all the bullshit they went through, to get to where they are. That person that just started there, it's not gonna go through there. And then he got to the point right now that it becomes like Bad Bunny, that is no longer some of you. Now you have it's a group that invests on you and they build you up. They keep you on track. They give you a process. I say they put you. This is what you're doing. You no longer are completely in control of your actions. So when you say Bad Bunny and Daddy Yankee, I don't think the question is fair because Bad Bunny did not have to go to what Daddy Yankee went to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then is this one more fair? Ricky Martin or Luis Fonsi?
Oh, Ricky Martin.
You like him more?
No, but Ricky Martin is Ricky Martin, cabrón. This is Luis Fonsi, Ricky Martin is the motherfucker been putting the island in the map for forever.
Mm. What about Weezing or Yandel? Out of those two, which one?
I think Weezy.
Weezing? How
But
come?
like me, because I like his
flow?
yeah. How you choose?
I don't know. I only did Yandel because he kind of sings a little more, so I like when he sings. And I heard he's nicer.
Yeah, he's mellow,
more humble.
humble.
Yeah.
The story that he cut your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this one, but you're gonna say it's not fair. Because I couldn't think of two women, so I just put Ivy Queen and La India. But La India's like a singer. But Ivy Queen, you know, she's popping too.
Yeah, but La India. Once again, I believe that for women, for female artists, it's completely different because they all struggle.
Mm.
Like I don't think females, sucks, but I don't think females back themselves up. I believe men's we in competition, but we use each other to compete against others, and we lift ourselves up here and there. Like you have to position yourself where you need to move forward. Sometimes I think women, that's the difference between women, that women don't push the other women forward. Like, it's like I made it, and it's like.
Mm. What else we got? Osuna Don Omar.
Huh?
Osuna.
How you get this shit?
Don Omar.
No, you can't. Osuna fucking started singing when Don Omar stopped. Like, how the fuck you compare them? Like, Don Omar, but regardless, Don Omar.
Tapón or tiroteo?
¿Qué tú dijiste? ¿Tapón?
Yeah, tapón o tiroteo. Which one you prefer?
¿Tapón? No.
Aguacero or calor de madre?
Where am I?
I'm just at the house.
Oh shit, aguacero. Chacho, let it pour. Let it pour. Let me have a joint. And man, let me see those drops. Like those like this. Let me show you.
They look thick, those
Yeah.
drops.
Yeah, yo digo que está cabrón porque en Puerto Rico aquí llueve. Y tú puedes ir a una tienda y está lloviendo. Y sales de la tienda y lloviendo, vas a tu carro, te seca, te sacudes y te montas. No, en Puerto Rico tú haces eso. Cuando llegas allá es como si hubieses nadado para el carro. Los zapatos están que el agua sale así por los rotitos, así, como fuente. No, está cabrón. Allá sí está cabrón. Por eso es que tú te ves a todo el mundo al frente así, ¿no? El diablo se tira. Y las mujeres que se hicieron el pelo.
And so when do you prefer calor de madre? When you're out and about?
I don't like it.
No.
No, for what?
Chinchorreo o discoteca?
Chinchorreo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More chill?
Yeah.
Okay, those are my PR questions. We got really good timing. I ask everyone 2 more questions. One of them is, I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this, but it's, what's your favorite Kelly Clarkson song? Do you know any?
No, you're asking. Just
No, you can't help me there?
no, I cannot. Let me see. Kelly Clarkson. Chacho. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know a song, but I cannot name a single song. Like, no.
No.
But the truth is that if you ask me to name a song from Taylor Swift right now, I cannot do that either. I know her songs. I'm not saying that if they show up, I might be singing and you tell me, hey, that's Taylor Swift, okay. But it's not that I know the lyrics and the name of it, and no.
You gotta hear them.
Exactly. It's like, remember the Imagine Dragons? I said, who the fuck is that? And then when you started playing all the songs, I said, oh shit.
You know, like 8 songs.
Exactly. I know a bunch of them.
All right. Last question is if you have a question for me before we finish up.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that before. That's fucked up.
That's my last question for every episode
I know, but you
I've ever done.
You knew you were gonna have that question. I didn't know I had that choice. So now I'm gonna ask that question like.
No, it's my last question to every episode.
Your biggest regret.
Damn. You know what it is? I don't know if it's... Yeah, I kind of do regret it. When we went to Puerto Rico for Abuelo's funeral, Mom's dad, I didn't go to the cemetery or wherever when he was buried. I went to the funeral and I saw him. But I remember I was like 12, 13 and didn't end up going. I spent the night at Almara's house. And I remember the rest of the day, I'm like, why didn't I go? I should have gone. That's kind of why we're here. But I just kind of stayed with her. And you and Mom went to when they were going to bury him.
Didn't go?
I wasn't there. I went to the funeral. I saw all the family and did the crying and all that stuff. But the other thing that was like outdoors, yeah, I wasn't there. That's kind of one that I wish I was at. Yeah. Other regrets, they're not really coming to my head right now. But that's one that kind of comes to my head immediately. Well, we're good with the episode. I appreciate you coming on for my family season. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I was anxious on doing it too. Like I've been wanting to do it for a while.
Finally happened. I know it took a long time, but I knew everything was gonna when the timing was right, when everything was gonna work together, when I was gonna start working on the family season. But it was perfect timing, and everything worked out, and it's finally gonna come out. Now we gotta do Grandma. We'll see how that one goes.
That's gonna go okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got questions, you got answers.
Mm-hmm. You got answers.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you guys listening to this episode. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you.